Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and I'm doing a preview for Neon Hope, an upcoming cooperative adventure game for 1 to 4 players. And as always, no disclaimer for our crowdfunding coverage. We do not accept any compensation or payment from publishers. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So Neon Hope seems heavily inspired by Arkham Horror, the card game, one of my favorite games of all time, except it's in a cyberpunk setting, which I also dig, so I'm very excited to play this one. I'm going in somewhat cold. I've just played through a round or two to make sure I got the basics of the gameplay, although I am working off a prototype quick start rulebook, so there's a good chance I'll get some things wrong. And the demo comes with 2 of the possible characters you can play as, and I'm double-handing using both of them. I wanted to try that out, since often these games work better with 2 or more players, but you can play true solo. You just get more cards in your starting hand, and time kind of ticks down less quickly. Well, let's talk through some of the basics before we get into the demo scenario, which is the only one that I'm going to be able to play, so I'll just give my thoughts on that at the end. So first, each character has 4 statistics that'll be used in tests in the games. Your observation, your charisma, your courage, and your technology. This is going to be used most often for investigating, this one for getting support from people, this one for fighting, and this one for hacking, although sometimes they get switched up which one is used for those core actions. Each character also starts with a character tool, but it's double-sided, so you can pick which one you want to use. For Larks Krajewski, who's a former bouncer, I picked a revoked company ID, which is going to give me some extra mitigation in my tests as I flip these little tokens you can kind of see on the left here. And then each character has these unique action cards. And at 2-player, you start with all 8 of them in your hand. Here I'm just having them flipped up. And action cards are going to be used to modify tests you're taking, giving you a bonus to them, making them have more of an impact in the action, or giving you some other cool special abilities. Additionally, each character has some tools that they can buy when all their action cards run out and they refresh everything. And those will be ongoing bonuses like this one. We each have 3 action tokens we'll be flipping as we take our turn. This is our endurance, which is basically our hand size, and it would be lower if we were playing with more players, or up to 10 if I was playing true solo. And every time I go through all my cards, run out of cards, is going to tick down 1, and then I'll refresh my hand, although it'll be to the lower number. So like once I go down from 8 to 7, I would only be able to bring back 7 of these 8 cards from my discard pile. So those are kind of the core things for this character, Larks. And over here we have the other demo character, Deniz Yilmaz, an AI software engineer. He's much better with the hacking stuff, as you might imagine, and I've given him a bionic prosthesis tool for his starting ability, which will give him a bonus for hacking successfully. And then we have kind of the core mission setup, so let me talk you through some things. So over here we've got the encounter deck, very much like Arkham Horror, the card game, or Marvel Champions, or any of those. After each of my characters has taken a turn, they're each going to draw 1 card from here and resolve it. And it has been modified somewhat for difficulty. How it works is if you're playing on normal or hard or super hard, you shuffle in more of these nice or negative cards. In this case, I'm playing on the hard mode, so it's mostly negatives added in there. Additionally, this one's a bit more like Lord of the Rings, the LCG from Fantasy Flight. You've got the surveillance threshold. This is going to tick up 1 for each character every round. So since I'm playing 2 players, it's going to be 2 a round. And as it reaches different thresholds, negative things are going to happen. And when it reaches 30, we are going to lose. Time is going to have run out. This is another element where I'm making things tougher. I'm playing on the challenge side of the card. If I had chosen to make it easier, I think I'd have 40 time, and all these thresholds would take longer to trigger. The scenario also told me to start with a data de-anonymization. Oh, like anonymity. Okay, so my data is being de-anonymitied, which means I'm going to gain some stress at the beginning of each encounter phase, unless I can hack this 3 times. That's what these little cubes here are. And here's the skill you got to take, which stat it uses, and the threshold you have to beat. This is kind of the consistent way that they do tests. So you have to do a hacking action using my technology stat, getting at least a 2 to place a cube on here. And once I do 3, then it'll go away. I've also got this deck that's going to kind of progress me through the story. So it tells me what my current objective is. Maybe you can find Andre at the bar or the dance floor. I'll read the full story in a second. And once I have flipped the bar and the dance floor to their back side, you'll see what those are in a moment. Then I'll flip this over, and you'll see there's like lots of cards will get unlocked or added to the encounter deck as we go. And yeah, the setups told me to start out with the siphon setting in play. It's got some keywords that I guess could matter, like ritzy in public, and it tells me to put the bar above and the dance floor below. So these are two locations I can switch between in this setting, kind of like two places I can move to. There's also a barkeeper set up, and each of the cards is going to have some tokens placed on it. This one gets 2 secrets, so I can take an investigate action to remove them. They don't do anything for me. It's not like Arkham where you get clues. But once they're all gone, it's going to flip, and I'll be that much closer to resolving the objective. Same thing with the bar. Whereas the barkeeper I can charm and get support from. She'll give me these tokens that'll let me modify my skill checks. And once all 4 of them are gone, she'll also flip over. So most of like the cards in the setting that you interact with are going to have that same mechanic where they'll have tokens you can do tests to get rid of. And when they're all gone, it flips over and something else happens. And I think that's enough to kind of go on. Let's get to the actual storyline here and then jump in and see how things go. The music is so loud that it is deafening. Blue and purple neon lights pulse with the rhythm of the neurotech beats that fill the room. You've been to the Siphon before, but that was long ago. You never intended to return to the notorious Electro Club in the east of Berlin. It's one of those places where they'll ask you to hand in your augmented reality glasses to stop you from recording a video. You're not sure why you are here. Your friend, Andre, had asked you to come, and he had been quite insistent about it. He had said something about his job at Nubicon and that he needed to talk to you, as you were someone he could trust. It all sounded quite odd, but not quite as odd as the strangeness in his voice when he declined to tell you what this was all about. It was because of this that you agreed to come. Now, here you are at the Siphon's main bar where Andre wanted to meet you. However, Andre is not here, and worse, he does not answer his phone. Perhaps you should look around to find him. Okay, yeah, this tells me to set up all the stuff that I already did, so here we go. So first in a round, we're going to have the player phase. We'll pick one of the 2 characters. You can change the order each round to take 3 actions. Then you have the encounter phase, where we'll each resolve 1 encounter, and that's pretty much an entire round, just you doing actions and then drawing encounter cards. So at the moment, we can investigate the bar with observation. We can get support from the barkeeper with charisma, or we can go on down to the dance floor and use courage to investigate there. Denise or Dennis is 2 observation, and so is Lark's. 1 charisma, and she's 2, and 2 courage, and she's 3. So he's not better at observation than she is, but he's at least okay at it. Now, he could also start hacking the data de-anonymization, that word, if he wants to. He's definitely best at that. So I think I'm going to have him start by investigating the bar, and you can use 1 action card. And I'm going to use this one, back up your backup. It says I can use it for any task. Since I was doing an investigation, I could have also used data breach or upgrade the odds or recognize pattern, but not ones that don't have investigate in their little action line. And first I get a modifier here, so I'll have +2 to my check. And then I have some things that'll happen if I succeed or fail. Some cards will also have a green check mark. That means the impact is increased. So if I succeed at the check, I'll do 1 more of whatever I'm doing, like removing an extra secret, that kind of thing. And some will also have these little white modifiers, which means it happens during the test, whereas the black ones are after you finish up whatever you're doing. So I get +2 to my investigation. If I succeed, I'm going to analyze the grid for 2, and then I can archive 1 modifier. I'll show you what all that means with the grid in a second. If I fail, I gain some hope, which is basically just a resource, as far as I can tell, that's just really used to stop stress, to stop damage being dealt to yourself, although I assume there are some cards and things that use it as well. And again, I'm investigating the bar. Cocktails with microdose neurostimulants are practically legal in every country that failed to pass revised drug laws after the famous ECJ ruling. All right, I'm going to try to get rid of some of those secrets. And here is the grid they mentioned. Again, very similar to Arkham Horror the card game or Earthborn Rangers or that kind of thing. So I randomly took out of all the tokens 3 and put them face down in the archive. They won't be used for this current go through. The rest of these I'll be flipping face up as we do tests. We don't reshuffle them and kind of mix them back up until they are all face up. And the general mix is pretty balanced. They go from +3 and -3, +2, -2, +1, -1. There's an auto failure and auto success, and some basic skulls that make you draw another token and activate enemies if there are any. All right, so I've got +2. My basic observation is 2, so I am 2 over the check. And, I got a -1. That would activate enemies after my action is finished, but there aren't any yet. And I'm going to have to flip another token. And it's a +3. Okay, so we are easily good. We got a total of 4 versus 2 needed. But we didn't have any extra impacts. We just remove a single secret. And again, this doesn't go to us. It just is taken off. We're closer to flipping the bar. But now I get to resolve it. Back up your backup. If you succeed, I can analyze the grid for 2, and you may archive 1 analyzed modifier and reshuffle the other ones. What that means is I get to flip 2 of these, look at them. I can archive 1 to put it over on the archives, and the other one gets shuffled back in. So let's see. A -2, that's great to get rid of. And a -3. Okay, so we're definitely going to archive the -3. So now that's not in the mix anymore. And then we're shuffling the -2 back in there. And I don't think it really matters if they're actually in a grid pattern or not. So I'm not going to waste time redoing that. But yeah, so analyzing the grid will give you some mitigation to make your future luck a little bit better. All right, next, let's do the basic hack to start putting tokens on this so we're not taking damage every turn. And even though I don't really potentially need it, I'm going to go ahead and use Recognize Pattern. You don't have to use a card on every action, but, why not? So I'm going to have +2 to my hack, which means I have a 5 skill against a 2 difficulty. And if I succeed, I'm going to choose a player and give them plus perception or technology during their next task this round. Sounds pretty good to me. Okay, we are 3 over. We got a 0. Cool. So we easily succeed, which lets us put a single cube here. When the cubes are full, then it goes away. All right, now I get to choose a player, and they have +2 perception and +2 technology during the next task this round. I'm going to give myself this, because I'm going to try to finish this thing up with Data Breach. Okay, so this is crud. This is... I didn't realize how good this was. I was thinking I would use this to get an extra impact. See, so that would give me 2 cubes instead of 1 to finish it up. But it says if you succeed by 2 or more, get 1 additional impact, which means I could have finished it in a single go. I could have planned this a little better. Well, let's do shut down the system instead. That doesn't have a 3rd impact, but I get to mess with the grid again if I succeed. Oh, and I'm getting +1 for each of my successful tasks this turn. So it's actually a +2, and then I'm You know what? Let's never mind. Let's give this to Larks to have her have +2 perception if she's going to continue investigating the bar. That seems smarter. Okay, but I get +2 because I've already done 2 successful tasks. Oh, sorry, I'm going to keep track of my actions, am I? Boom, boom. So yeah, so I'll be +2, and I'll get both cubes if I succeed, plus another bonus. So I'm at 5 versus 2. Okay, and I go to 6 versus 2. All right, so I do succeed, which means I immediately, get all of those. And this will go away, and we won't suffer any stress. And because I completed the task, which means I'll finish it off, I get to analyze the grid for 2 again, and I can archive a modifier or gain 1 hope if they're both positive. All right, let's see. Oh, that's the equivalent of the tentacle, Cthulhu thing in whatchamacallit. So definitely going to archive that auto failure away, and the +1 goes back in here. So yeah, there's going to be a much, much nicer set of skill tests until we go through all of them. Wait, why is a +1 up here? I think I just flipped it over. It's not supposed to be archived. But we're not done yet. When you complete a hack task, choose 1, limited once per round. The next task this round performed by any player gets 1 additional impact, which is what I'm going to pick, or I could have gained 1 hope. So even though Dennis is done, Larks' first action is going to get +1 impact and +2 perception and technology. So I'm going to have her investigate the bar. She's a 2, but +2, she'll be a 4 against 2, and she's getting rid of 2. Let's see, she's got 2 more that could give her another impact. Kicking indoors, she can suffer a stress to add +2. This one gives +2 for each enemy, but there aren't any yet. Let's do reading the crowd. So this part doesn't matter, but she is, if she succeeds, doing 3 impact, succeeding on the thing entirely instead of just doing 2. Oh, I forgot to say, whenever you complete any card, you get 1 resource, which is going to be usable to buy those tools, those ongoing bonuses. So Dennis got 1 of those. All right, here she goes. She's 2 over. Jeez. Okay, so she definitely succeeds, which means she's going to flip the bar in a second, and she's also getting a resource. All right, she found Huyen An Bergman. There was this guy with a Nubicon hoodie a moment ago. Looked like it was his first time at the Siphon. Okay. So I have flipped this, which means I'm now halfway to finishing up the Searching for Your Friend chapter objective. But additionally, she comes out with 2 of these perception tokens. I can get her support, do a charisma check for 3, and I didn't really explain these much. You get one of these whenever you get support, and you can use it in future skill tests of the indicated type twice. So the first time you use it, you flip it to its single eyeball side. And it'll give +2 to your test, but you have to commit it before you draw your token for the test. And in her case, when you've done both of them, you gain her as a follower. So she will give you a permanent +1 perception as she follows you around for the rest of the mission. So not at all required, just something that we could do, and certainly seems like it could be worth it. Although 3 charisma when Deniz is 1 and Larks is 2 seems like maybe a bit of a high bar. So I think what I'm going to do instead for Larks' second action is move to the dance floor, because her 3 courage is going to do much better against this investigate test. And then for her third action, I forgot about her revoke company ID. After you reveal the modifier for a task, you may reveal an additional modifier, but then if you fail, you suffer 1 stress. So she can add in a second token. Seems pretty dang good. Do I have an investigate? Ooh, I could have her kick indoors, which would finish off the dance floor. Ooh, and she can suffer 1 stress to add +2. Hey, let's do it, man. Let's fast track. I don't know how long the game's supposed to take, but we can advance. Although if we advance the first scenario when we have no actions left, I know in Arkham that tends to be a recipe for disaster, so maybe let's not do that. She could also use well respected. It's for investigate or get support. It's reckless. She has to reveal 2 modifiers. And if she reveals 1 or more skulls, remove 2 secrets from lead at your setting. Which is not too good now because, yeah, actually that would have been great for her to go first and use well respected to like talk to the bartender and investigate the bar simultaneously. But oh well. So yeah, I'm just going to use high hopes. I'm going to investigate the dance floor. Give me +2, so I have a 5 against 3. And if I succeed, I gain a hope. Hope, again, just preventing stress. I haven't said what stress is. Stress means you have to discard cards from your hand. So you have to recover more quickly, and your endurance goes down faster. Okay, so she's dancing and talking with a 5. Hey, that worked out great. -2 with 5 means we still get to 3, so we remove a single secret. And she gains 1 hope. That's what that looks like. So she's already got 3, up to 4 now. All right, and that will finish up the player phase. So now we do the encounter phase, and it says a responsible player. They don't have to be first, but it's whichever player has the purple that suggested Larks for this one, and they're going to be called out in some things. But first we do anything that says at the beginning of the encounter phase. I don't think we have anything like that. Oh, we did. The data de-anonymization card would have caused damage then. Then we place 1 hacking cube for free on each state in the network. And this was a state, so we would have gotten 1 out of the 3 to get rid of it for free after suffering its effects. Okay, then the big one, we increase surveillance by 1 for each player and increase it by an additional point for each enemy that has a location with 1 or more players. So you got to watch out for enemies. So in this case, we just go up to 2. And at 5, we're each going to suffer 1 stress, lose 1 card or discard 1 hope. Okay, retreated cards are flipped face up. These are enemies that we've used abilities to retreat. Basically, they kind of go away temporarily. We get our action trackers back, and then here's a big one. We each draw an encounter card, and I think that Larks is going to resolve hers first each round. So here we go. She's got advanced surveillance. We feared the surveillance of the state, but we were instead surveilled by capitalists. Okay, so this is a new hack. Geez, a 5, but we only need to succeed once. At the beginning of the encounter phase, increase surveillance by 2. So that's going to really fast track the game running out of time. Don't love that. But I bet Deniz can deal with that. And then Deniz's card is unfinished art. Network analysis. Choose 1. Suffer 3 stress or spend 1 charge from an attribute support marker. I don't have any, so I have to take 3 stress. So I could discard 3 cards, spend 3 hope or any mix. Let's spend the hope for now, I guess, because I want to use these cards to actually boost things. And all right, we are back to it. And yeah, we're definitely going to start with Larks, have her finish off the dance floor, which will advance the objective and find out what's happening next. And then we can go into Deniz and his stuff. So she's currently even skill-wise, and we've gotten rid of some negative stuff, but that way here, if you want to see, there's a plus and a minus doubled up for each value 1 through 3. There's 2 zeros, 3 of the skulls that reveal another token, 1 auto fail, 1 auto success. Although since 3 start out face down in the archive, you never quite know what's in there. So yeah, we're definitely kind of even, actually, I guess, with the things we're taking out. And generally speaking, failing a test doesn't do anything to you, so sure. She'll just do a basic action for this first one, not use anything. So she just needs a 0 or better. Nope. Well, you know what? Let's use her revoked company ID and reveal another modifier. But then if it fails, she takes a stress. So it goes. Oh, auto success. And I think that also gives you a free impact. So she would have done 2. She didn't need that. But yeah, so she is good. She doesn't take any negative from using her ID, although we did use up the best token in the game. So she finishes investigating the dance floor and gets a second resource for herself. All right, and it's another guy we can get support from with, again, super high difficulty to do so. Maxim Wagner, an AR soundspace enthusiast. Maybe you should try the back area, but I doubt you would get in. Ooh, +1 charisma would be really nice. Oh, and actually, look at him. If we can just get one of his tokens, that would make it way easier to succeed the second time on him. But we don't need to worry about that because boom, we are advancing, searching for your friend. You spot your friend Andre standing close to a neon-lit corridor which leads deeper inside the club. Next to him are a blonde woman and a bald man. You shout, but your voice gets drowned by the music. Suddenly you hear a loud sound behind you and a group of people in uniform push through the crowd. They seem to be searching for someone. Andre looks over his shoulder, but your eyes do not meet. Then he and his companions quickly head down the neon-lit corridor. Alright, so we're going to put the backstage setting into play, and then it'll have its own instructions, usually adding a top and a bottom location. We're going to find all 5 regular enemies from the staging deck. And each player draws one of them at random. And then we're going to shuffle the remaining regular enemies into the encounter deck. Okay. All right, so our new goal is to follow Andre deeper inside the club, find the hidden basement, and flip it. So we've got backstage. We're going to have 2 random copies of Strangers in the Dark above and below. I guess one of them is probably the hidden basement. All right, here we go. Let's look at these. Investigate. So 2, 5, let me explain that for a second. The 2 is what you need to pass to get rid of one of the secrets. The 5 is a threat threshold. So if I get a 2, 3, or 4, enough to succeed but lower than the 5, or I guess even if I get a 0 or 1, then I have to resolve this threat, in this case take 1 stress, discard 1 card. But if somebody used a hacking action, with charisma in this case, and got a 3 or more, then you would put a cube on this and it would cancel that negative from investigating. So you would just worry about the 2 threshold. And with new locations like this, a single action can move you to any location. So there's no worrying about adjacency. So I could go from here to there or whatever. Okay, and then I've got these enemies. I'm going to shuffle one and put one in each location. So to show some stuff about them. So when enemies activate from one of those skulls, for example, they're going to deal their threat to us. This is not hackable, by the way. Here's how you fight them. A 1 is to deal 1 damage or more if you get more impact. Once you do 4 or 2 for these people, they're dead. They only have a 4. But then if you get at least a 4 or more for these guys, or at least a 2 or more for them, so even if you miss, they will retreat. They go face down. They still keep their damage, but you can't interact with them or do anything else with them. They also won't mess with you, and they come back at the end of the round. And when the Corp Loyalists have, you cannot move away from this location, confrontations. So if we draw them, we're going to be trapped. Whereas these people just do more stress, but they are easier to kill if you can do enough damage, which I feel like Larks definitely could. All right, so on Larks' location, it is a Corp Loyalist. That's kind of the opposite I wanted. And then, Deniz has got the freelance security officer, although he could just move away from her, so that's not too bad. And the rest of these are going into the encounter deck. All right, so what I want to do with Larks, I kind of want to get this guy on our side. Because then getting her for one of us would boost our perception up a lot and make all these investigations easier. But this guy's gonna hurt me if I stay here, especially since he's very likely to activate pretty soon, right? There's 2 more of those activation skulls left. Now, important to note, you do not activate enemies automatically in the encounter phase. It is solely tied to the skulls, so it's kind of related to taking tests. Pretty cool thing. All right, so what have I got? I do have anger issues. Only usable for a fight. Would give her +1, so she'd be, he only needs a 1 to hit, but she would very likely make him retreat. She would get +1 impact. You reveal an additional modifier, and if she reveals 1 or more skulls, deal 2 damage. Oh my god, so she could just straight up destroy him. Yeah, that sounds hilarious. So let's go ahead and do that. That puts her to a 4 fight, but she does have to reveal 2. Jeez, now she's at a 6. And down to a 5. Now, she did not reveal any skulls, unfortunately. She was just doing 1 + 1 impact, 2 damage. So those go on here. But then because she had a 4 or more, he is now retreated. We can't hurt him anymore. He's not going to stop anybody from moving. He's just out for a bit. All right, now can she charm our buddy before that guy flips back over? She's only got 1 get support. The getting rid of leads thing would be better elsewhere. I guess she could use kick in doors. The problem is she only has a 2, but she could use her revoked company ID to potentially succeed. Oh, she can suffer 1 stress to get +2. Yeah, so let's do this. So she's going to be kicking this guy in the face and be like, be my friend. So she'll suffer 1 stress to add +2. I guess I'll take away a hope for that, which means she's a 4 against 3. She still has a revoked company ID to use. If she succeeds, she'll get both of these tokens. That'll be 4 uses of +2 charisma, pretty crazy, and a permanent +1 charisma. So she can go and get some other friends very easily. All right, here we go. So 4 versus 3 +1. Wow. All right. So either these are all really bad or we got a good number of bad ones in the archive. So she gets both of these for future tests. She gets one resource for finishing this guy off, and she'll have +1 charisma for as long as she has him. Which means, yeah, she's definitely going to go up and talk to Huyen in a second, get her perception built up. All right, coming around to Deniz, I got the perfect thing here. Look, unauthorized access, hack +3 to take care of that advanced surveillance encounter card. And if you succeed, you may retreat one regular enemy at your setting. And the nice thing is you don't resolve enemies attacking if I do flip a skull until your entire action has been resolved. So she won't be around if I successfully retreat her to actually attack me afterwards. So, yep. Now, that card is a 5 and I only have 6. So my odds of flipping something bad are kind of high. Oop, that works. That works. So I complete this, which gets me a resource. I retreat her. Bye. And the next task, perform this round by any player gets 1 additional impact. I'll just use that on myself. I guess I did run out of hope, but nah, it's okay. I wanted to send him over here to start investigating, but his chances are not ideal. So maybe I should get some support instead. He's -1 because he's a 1 charisma. I was thinking I might do analyze behavior. Well, here, you know what? I could move over here and then hack one of these. That seems like a good idea. Although it is going to waste the +1 impact, but so be it. All right, so I'll go to the bottom section, which is separate from where Larks is. Also gets him away from her when she flips back over. All right, and then I'm going to try to hack. I want to use a card. All these give bonuses to like somebody for the rest of the round, but this is my final action. So, we'll just go in straight and it's 0 to 0, 3 to 3. Oh, -1, flip another one, -4. Okay, cool. So the enemy activation doesn't matter at all. Let's show you what would happen. Each enemy at your location attacks you, and then 1 enemy total, no matter how many there are, 1 enemy total without a player at their location moves to your location, so you get chased down as well. But here, I just failed to do anything, so that's fine. And we do now reset everything for better or worse. We're going to take all the stuff, including the 3 we never saw. Okay, that was actually pretty balanced. And we're going to archive 3 of them and put the rest out in a very ungrid-like fashion. Right, so we don't have any beginning of encounter phase. We don't have any hacking states. We would increase surveillance 1 more for the enemy being at the same place as Larks, but because they're retreated, they don't count. So it's just going up by 2 to 4, which means next time we'll suffer a stress. But all our retreated friends come back, ready to do some stuff to us. Oh, that means I can't move away again. I'll just have to finish that guy off, I guess. And we get new encounter cards. Larks. Increase surveillance by 1 or suffer 2 stress. Well, clearly I'll just take the 2 stress. And she'll spend 2 of her hope to avoid that. Because again, I don't see anything else to use hope for yet. And then Deniz. Oh, God, there's an even worse one. Suffer 4 stress? Well, we can show you what happens when you run out of stress. So, it's all 4 of their cards. And now you do what's called focusing. So I tick that down to 7. And I get cards back equal to my new endurance. Which one do I not want? And this one's okay. Yeah, so I won't get that one back, but the other 7 come back. Okay, and then I get to purchase a tool, although I doubt I'll have enough money to do so. Oh, I guess I can get that one. So yeah, the cost is up here with resources. So let's see what I've got. For 1, clarity of mind. I can recycle this, which means it goes back to the pile and I can buy it again to get 1 additional impact during your next task this round. But I trash the tool, which means I can't get it back if I reveal a skull in the task. If I had 4, which I don't, whenever I succeeded a task, I had +1 to my next task this round. That's pretty awesome. Or the trilingual education. You may perform an additional hack action during your turn. Ooh, for free. That's very nice. And then what, 11? Oh, this is where hope would have been good. You can spend hope as resources. You have +1 to all attributes. Ooh, man, I wish I had saved up some hope. Okay, but yeah, sure. I'll buy clarity of mind for 1 of my 2 resources. Why not? Now, you can buy more than 1 tool when you focus if you have the resources for it, but clearly here I did not. All right, but that was it. No new enemies from the encounter deck. No new hacking things. So we're pretty okay. All right, now what do I want to do first? So I wanted Larks to go up and recruit her and then come over and start searching here. So yeah, sure. Let's have Larks go first. Do I have anything to beat this guy up with? Ooh. Without regard to losses, I only need to do 2 more damage, so the +0 won't really matter as long as I get the extra impact. Yeah, let's do this. Okay, so I am attacking my Corp Loyalist. I'm at 3 and I'll need a 1 to succeed. Oh, that's not great. And okay, Oh, man. So I got 3 impact, which I did not need. But I also got a skull. So yeah, he is super defeated, and I get a resource for that. And do not have 1 or fewer cards, so nothing else happens with this one. Okay, so now each enemy at your location attacks you, and then a single enemy moves my location. So yeah, that freelance security officer is coming over. I could potentially beat her up, but I wanted to, recruit Huyen. So I'm going to move away because she doesn't prevent me. She's just hanging out here by herself. All right, and then for my final action... Here we go. Get support +2. That seems good. Although that's the one that's going to... Well, I don't need the +2, do I? Because I'm pretty dang good by myself. So sure, let's go ahead and use one of the 2 uses of this to get myself to 4 against her difficulty of 3. Oh, okay. That's better than I needed. So I get a single one, which means I haven't recruited her yet. But next time I take an action, I can. All right, coming around to Dennis. I think I know what I want to do here. I'm going to use Recognize Pattern to investigate with +2 Investigate. Because if I succeed, I can give myself +2 perception for next time and maybe do data breach and finish off the card entirely. All right, so we're doing this first. So it's 2 + 2 is 4. So pretty good chance he'll still suffer the 1 stress, but so be it. Ooh, wait. 4 - 3 is 1. Ah, crud. So I failed. So I lose the action and I... and I don't... Oh, if I succeed, yeah, I don't get the +2 perception. That sucks. So I take a stress... But I do gain 1 hope from failing, so I guess I'll just use that to prevent the damage. All right, well, second action, let's try this one again. So I'm going to do a +2 again. What the frick? Well, at least I got rid of all of them. I gain 1 hope again, and I'll use that to prevent the stress again. Great. For my third action, forget it, man. I'm going to do this, right? Because what are the chances that I'll flip another bad thing? I feel like I'll probably succeed. Ooh, there we go. +2 is 4, which means, yes, I got all 3 impact at once. Look, 1 automatically, and then 1 more because I succeeded by 2 or more exactly. Now, that does still leave me at 4, so I'm going to take 1 stress. But I get rid of all this and get a resource. And what do I want to discard? Technically, that's a tool, not an action card. Fighting and hacking, getting support and hacking, fighting and hacking. Oh, that's the one that's +1 for each test I already did. That one's really good. Let's get rid of that one. All right, let's flip the first one of these over. And it is not what I was looking for, Hidden Basement. It is L30, the data broker. Oh, he's a 1, but if you don't get at least 2, then he stresses you. If you call me Leo one more time. But he's got some bonus perception tokens. And Dennis is better at courage to do this than regular persuasion. So I might actually try to do that next turn. All right, that's the end of another turn. We're going up to 6. So we have reached our first threshold and taking 1 stress each. All right, and Larks flips Invasion of Privacy. Increase surveillance by 1. Oh, and draw another card. Shoot. And this one is Unexpected Complications. Oh, there's another hacking one. Revealed. Roll 1 attribute die and place it on this card. All tasks relying on the attribute of the die on this card are hard. Okay, lovely. And we're getting... Oh, come on. So a hard test means if you reveal a regular skull, it counts like the epic fail token. You automatically fail and enemies activate. So, great. All right, and then Dennis has got another profiling. Oh, man. Suffer 2 stress is going to make him focus already. I'm going to increase surveillance by 1. Although that does mean that we're going to get to a 2 stress trigger next round anyway, but so it goes. I'm actually going to have Dennis go first this turn. He's going to talk to Leo and try... Oh, sorry, I shouldn't call him Leo. Talk to him and try to get one of his observation tokens. Not using any cards because I'm so low already, but I'm at the 2 versus 1. Okay. But that was not... Yeah, that's not a yellow test, so I don't fail automatically. Okay, now I fail. This is going great, but at least the rest should be better, right? Oh, crap, that means that she comes into his space. Shoot. Okay. And then also, because I failed, I take 1 stress. Gosh darn it. I guess it'll be unauthorized access. Okay, I'm going to try that one more time and then move away, I think. So, what the fridge? Ah, Dennis. Okay. I succeeded, and in fact, I succeeded enough that he's not going to do his negative thing, but she'll attack me in a second. So I do get this, but then she is attacking me for 2 stress, which means I discard my only card. I tick down to 6, and then I only get to take back 5 cards. That's where the extra damage goes. And yeah, I just got back all the ones that help out with investigating. It seems to make sense with the current mission. Now, at this point, I don't really have to worry about her activating again. So I might as well just investigate with his last action instead of moving. Let's try to go big with this one. Let's recycle Clarity of Mind, get 1 additional impact, and do Upgrade the Odds, which will get us a 3rd impact And I got +1 from my second action being successful. Going to use this for +2 more, so that makes it +3 overall, so I'm at a 5 start. And if I succeed, I get to analyze the grid. Sounds good to me. Awesome. So I don't suffer the stress. I do succeed. I get 3 impacts. If this is gone immediately, I get a resource. I get to analyze 2 from the grid. Auto fail. Bye. Wow, so it's a +3 and some other stuff in here now. We went through that really quickly this time. Yeah, let's see what we got. Elia Amadou, self-made cyborg. These newbies have messed with the wrong people. They should have stayed at the front. Revealed. Find 1 random copy of Hidden Basement in the staging deck. Ooh, it appears at the opposite location. Awesome. So I could talk to her to get a single red token of help, but I think I'm pretty happy with just advancing. All right, so here's the Hidden Basement. It's only got 2 secrets. Oh, but it's got hacking. Crud. Well, I guess I might need to get our buddy over there. Because, Lark's technology is by far her weakest statistic. Although there is like a +3 in here, so who knows. All right, well, speaking of Lark's, all the auto fails are gone, and even the regular skulls are gone, so the unexpected complications won't affect us. So I'm just going to try to get support from her. I will use another token to get myself to 4, and that's enough. And I'll fail. Gosh darn it. Okay, let's go again with another token. Get myself to 4 again. +1 is 5. Okay, so I know the +3 is one of these 2 remaining ones. But I get another +2 perception, and I get her. So wait. Hold on. I forgot I had +1 charisma from this guy. So I was at a 5 with the minus. I flipped to -2, right? Yeah, so never mind. What did I just flip? I think it was a +1. So actually, yeah, I only needed the first action. I did succeed right away, which means I also get a resource. So when she runs out of cards for the first time, yeah, and I've got 3 perception and 3 charisma. Heck yeah, let's move over to the Strangers in the Dark area. Or should I move over here and beat the crud out of her? Nah, I'll move over to the Hidden Basement area. Is there any way I can get my tech high enough to be useful? I don't think so. I do have this fine weakness that would let me analyze the encounter deck after fighting. Maybe I should go to the freelance security officer. That would let me mill through some negative encounter things. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. I am going to where the freelance security officer is, and I'm going to use my last action to play this. So my fight is at a 6, which means very likely that I'll do 1 of her 2 damage. And if I succeed, I can look at the top 3 encounter cards and discard 1 of them. Boo. Okay, so that's good enough. So I do 1 of 2 damage. She also flips over, although she's about to flip back. And I get to look at 3 of these. What have we got? Profiling is not that bad. Corporate Overreach. Move the enemy with the most damage to your location, then draw another card. Meh. Another Advanced Surveillance. You know what? Dennis has got his hacking card. I'm actually going to get rid of the Corporate Overreach one. And then I shuffle the entire deck, though, so I don't know which card I'm going to get next. And that's the end of the round. She's back for more, although 1 good punch will put her down. And here we go. It's profiling. Increase surveillance by 1 or suffer 2 stresses for Larks. She can actually take the 2 stress. She has a lot more cards. It is going to make her lose some endurance, but it means that she can spend the many resources she's built up. Okay, what do I not want? Criminal. I like all of her cards. I'm going to get rid of this one that's investigating or getting support, because I don't think we need to do that as much anymore. And there also aren't that many enemies in play. All right, and then let's look at her tools. 5 I can afford. I can afford all of these. So let's see. Stolen DefSec Smartwatch. You treat the printed number on regular skulls as +1 instead of -1. And when you reveal the epic fail, you may recycle it to treat it as a regular skull with a -1. Pretty good. We're self-defense training. Oh, you get a free fight action every round? That has to be the one, right? When you discard 1 or more cards from your hand, you gain 1 hope. That's pretty good, too. And you can trash this to recover 3 cards from your discard pile. Yeah, I'm going to get the self-defense training. I like free actions. That still leaves me with 1 resource for later. All right, now Dennis's card. There's the advance. Oh, wait. I shuffled these. Why did I get the same 2 cards? Well, I don't know. I forgot. This card got an automatic cube. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing any yellow test for a little bit. We can just let that time out. But Dennis will try to get rid of that to not have surveillance. Did I increase surveillance already? I don't think I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't do it yet. So I think we'd suffer 2 stress again. Dennis got rid of a couple things. As for her, I don't know, man. Maybe pulled her code in the other one. All right, but all we got to do is get that basement dealt with, which Dennis can do easily. She can do a free attack. But let's have Dennis start. So he'll move over here. Then I've got recognize pattern. That'll give me +2 to investigate. So he'll have a 5 versus 4. And then if I succeed, I can give him +2 technology on his next task. So there we go. That's perfect. Okay, so second action to get that. I know these are pretty good tokens, right? Oh, so I know that's a +3. So he got that one. Oh, but I forgot about the advanced surveillance. Should I have him take care of that and then she can come in and get that one? Yeah, let's say that I give her +2 technology for her next action. And then if she, she has a card that can boost her up more than that. So, okay, so we'll say that she has the +2. And then for my final action, I was going to use unauthorized access, but I don't need to anymore because I know I've got a +3 coming. I'll go ahead and hack this. Yep, we got it. So it's discarded. I get a resource. And we don't have to worry about a ton of surveillance. But this is all resetting. All right, now we get to Lark's. She's got a free fight if she wants to use it. But the lady does have a 4. Oh, here, I can do the Find Weakness again to get rid of some nastiness from the encounter deck. So sure, let's do that. +3 should be enough pretty oh, Jesus. So what is that? 6 + 3. Yeah, 9 versus 4. So they're super dead. I get a resource. But none of that is necessarily what I wanted to happen. I'm going to get to look at the top 3 of these. Corp Loyalist, profiling. Network analysis is actually pretty easy now. We have charges for it. I think not having somebody like messing up our movement is worse. So let's get rid of this guy. All right, so that was one. Oh, sorry, that was a free action. That's right. So first action. Second, she's going to try to find the hidden basement. So she has +2 from Dennis's card. So she's at a 3 out of 4. Where was my card? Here we go. Investigate +2. So that'll get me to a 5. I have to reveal an additional marker. Oh, and if I reveal one of her skulls, or remove 2 secrets from a lead at your setting. Oh, okay. So even if I fail from a skull, I can still get rid of the secrets to get the basement revealed. But I'm at a 5 against 4. I have to reveal 2. 0 and skull. Reveal another one. Okay, so that all worked out just like I thought. I technically failed the test, but I do get rid of this. I guess I still get the resource since I am the one who got rid of everything. All right, and what's in here? Refugee housing unit. Club culture is about more than base and drugs. It's also about giving systemic discrimination the middle finger. Okay, so... Oh, there's 2 hope on here, so anytime I get support with investigation for 3, I would get a hope. And when I get all of the hope, ask the refugees for help, deal 4 damage to enemy in this setting. That's pretty good. Okay, now I've got 1 action left, but let's see. Oh, crud. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have advanced the objective while I only had 1 action left. Backstage of a siphon. You hear a voice behind you shout, "Sir, they headed in here!" A small man wearing a Nubicon corporate security uniform enters the dark room, flanked by a group of officers. They have you cornered. The man looks surprised as your eyes meet, as if he had expected someone else. However, he quickly regains his composure and says with a friendly smile, "My name is Mark, and Nubicon would thank you for your cooperation in this matter. We are looking for one of our employees named Andre Picard, and we think you might know him." Okay, so we find Mark Steelskin Caspar in the staging deck at my location. Find the dimly lit security door in the staging deck. It appears at the siphon at the bottom. Oh, this guy sucks. He has 10 life. You need a 3 to hit him, but if you don't do at least 5, he'll make you take 2 stress. Here's how you can make him retreat because he can't leave his location. You got to hack him 3 times. But it's yellow, not red. Well, that's lovely. And yeah, again, you'll get hit if you don't get at least a 5. So we could retreat. Because, yeah, we need to find a way to escape, which I'm guessing is the dimly lit security door, or defeat this guy. Oh, but Jesus. The dimly lit security door has 5. It's a 4 and a 6, which will raise surveillance if you don't get to a 6, although you can hack it. And skulls are treated as epic fails. Wow. Wayne, ain't that just lovely? I don't even know what the better option is here. I feel like maybe just punching him. Although none of my allies help me punch. None of my tokens do. What could I do here for her third action? I mean, I could do anger issues, right? Reckless. I would get +1, so I'd be at a 4. 3 is enough to hit him. I just would take some stress back. And if I reveal 1 or more skulls, which is a pretty high possibility, I'll deal 2 damage to an enemy at your setting. That seems maybe worthwhile. Oh, and if I hit, I do an extra damage. Yeah. Okay, so let's go for this, and we can have... we can also work on the refugee housing unit, because Dennis has his tokens here. And if we can do 4 damage from that, and potentially some damage here, let's try it out. All right, so I got to flip 2 tokens. I really want to get a skull. That's not a great start. Okay. What's my revoke company ID? I can reveal 1 more token. I'm going to do it. Wait, but am I succeeding right now and I would fail with a skull? I'm at -2 and 0. I got +1, so I'm at 4. So right now I'm at 2. So actually I would fail anyway. So yeah, I might as well flip. Okay. So I got to succeeding, but I did not reveal a skull. But I also didn't get to 5. So he takes 2 damage out of 10. But then I take 2 stress. 2 damage because of the extra check mark from anger issues. Oh, and 2 stress makes me go down again. Now I've got 3. So I can buy reserves of strength. Might as well. Okay, then I'm getting back 6. Where's like all my attack ones? Anger issues for sure. Find weakness for sure. Uphold your code is +2 fight. Ooh, any task +2. And then it's getting support for the refugee one. So let's do that and that, I think. Alrighty. You know what? I forgot to get my bonus for the bionic prosthesis, didn't I? Well, to say I got 1 hope from hacking that card last turn. Let's go into the end of the turn. How does it work? He's at a location with both of them. Does he increase surveillance by 2 or by 1? For each enemy that is at with 1 or more players. Okay, so it goes up to 3, 13, so not here yet. Oh, we're going to add another enemy. That sucks. This goes away, but nobody gets the bonus for defeating it. And then we're drawing, so Larks gets profiling. You know what? Let's just do the +1 surveillance, because that's not going to pop anything faster. And then Dennis gets, the advanced surveillance again. Okay, well, he can take care of that theoretically. Actually, yeah. So let's start with Dennis and try to get these refugees to help us out. So I'm going to hack for +3. This is his last card, so we'll have to reset in a second. You can't retreat a regular enemy. That guy's an elite. But I've got 6/5 for the surveillance. Okay, so we do pass, but he's going to attack me for 2, which means once I reset, I'll lose 2 cards. But this is gone, and I get a resource. Ooh, and I can add +1 impact to the next task performed by me to try to get the refugees. All right, so I'm getting 5 cards back, but losing 2 immediately. I just want ones that help me get support. There we go. Get support +2. Any task +2. Then does he have anything that helps him fight? Oh, there we go. Assess risk. Okay, then we'll just say the other ones got discarded. And I've got 5 resources now. When you succeed a task, add +1 to your next task, or a free hack action. Or I could just get clarity. Oh, I can get both. I'll get clarity of mind and the that one. I don't think it applies yet, though. So if I succeeded another task this round, then I'll get a bonus. Okay, and then second action. Now that guy attacked me, where is it? I want to get support with +2. And I can give another player +2 charisma or technology. None of that really matters. Okay, but I'm using an eyeball because it's an eyeball check. So I'm at 4, 6 versus 3. And I'll recycle clarity of mind to get double impact from this. So I need a 3, and okay, that's fine. So I get 2 hope, but more importantly, they beat up Mark Steelskin. Steelskin is not resistant against a bunch of refugees. And I get another resource. Yes, we get up to, what's he at? 6 out of 10. Heck yeah. Oh, and now I've got +1 to my next task. So hey, let's do assess risk. So I'm at 2 red normally, plus up to 3 with Renowned Expert, +2 more with this. So that's a 5. And then I can give Larks +2 on her attack in a second. But I need to succeed first. Oh, that's an auto failure. And the guy hits me. Great. But at least I got rid of it. Oh, if I fail, I get a hope. So I'll use that hope and one of the other ones I built up to cancel his attack back. But that's it for Dennis. Okay, now she can attack 4 times, and I got to do 4 damage. But she doesn't have a boost from the other guy, unfortunately. But anger issues is the way to go, right? So yeah, let's do anger issues again. That gets her to a 4. And she's going to reveal 2, and I would love a skull. That's a bad start. Oh, okay. That's what? So she was +1, 4, 7, 6. So she does not trigger his hit back. She does do 2 more damage. But she did not reveal a skull, so she needs to hit him 2 more times. All right, but she's got 3 more actions to do it. So yeah, let's do find weakness. Give her +3 to 6 again. And no. Oh, okay, that was way too much. But that's 1 damage, and she definitely doesn't get hit back again. And she gets to mill the encounter deck a bit. Oh, definitely get rid of the freelance security officer. They're annoying. Okay, and last time she'll get a +2 fight. Or actually, just reveal 2 for that. Let's do this one. Any task and get a hope if she succeeds. Because I'm not sure if I want to reveal 2 here. Oh, crud. Well, I think she still hits him, right? Yes. 3 + 2 - 2. She hits him and finishes him off. But I think he still hits her. But that's not enough to take away her endurance. Boom, he went down. Mark So complete one of the following to advance. Here we go. All right. Fight or flight. At first, the freelance security officers were annoyed when you did not answer their questions. But what surprised them was that you fought back. Few people dare to attack someone with a stunner. This moment of surprise helped you and the other folk in the back room to overcome Mark, breaking through to the main dance floor. In the ensuing chaos, you slip out through the club's front entrance. Read conclusion 2. As you exit the club, you hear the faint sound of a police siren. Maybe you should wait for the police to arrive so you can tell them about the event at the club. Then again, those freelance security officers surely have some old friends on the force. Before you can come to a decision, you hear a soft voice behind you. Hey, you must be who Andre's been talking about. As you turn around, you spot the bald man you had seen earlier with Andre at the club. Further behind him is the blonde woman pushing through a crowd of partygoers who escaped from the club with you. The bald man smiles and offers his hand for a handshake. I'm Nairi. Andre is a colleague of mine at Nubakan. Nairi's cut off by the blonde woman. We can't trust them, and I cannot be seen by the police. She urges Nairi to leave. As she steps closer, you get a better look at her face and recognize her as Magdalena Schneider. You've seen her face on an electoral poster in Kreuzberg some time ago. Nairi firmly replies, Andre trusted them. This is good enough for me. Discontent, but without enough time to argue, Magdalena nods and gestures for you to follow her onto a narrow street. You hastily rush down the dark alley, which exits into a main street. Together with your newfound companions, you get into a self-drive cab that they call, driving off into the twilight of an early morning. Okay, note in the campaign log, Mark Kaspar remembers you. Great. Then we go to 4. You drive through the cold Berlin night in your cozy self-drive cab. Breaking the silence, Nairi says, I'm so sorry, Lena. I should not have gotten you involved in this. Magdalena responds quickly. Don't be. If it's anyone's fault, it's Nubakan's fault. She continues somber. But why would they risk illegally raiding a nightclub? Nairi hesitates. Today at lunch, Andre told me he had been working on a new project for Nubakan's genetic research department. What he saw had made him uncomfortable. He reviewed a dataset that included both your and my name and huge chunks of our medical history. Lena raises her eyebrows in surprise and asks, That sounds highly illegal. Nairi responds, Probably is. Andre wanted to tell us more tonight at the club. Lena thinks for a moment and then replies with newfound determination. We need to find Andre. Do you know his address in the Haven? Nairi nods and turns around to give the car new directions. Okay, that's it. The next episode will lead you to Berlin solarpunk-inspired green tech hub, Haviland Haven. Here you will find the first lead to uncover Nubakan's dystopian scheme. Cool. And yeah, that's all there is to see. I'm assuming, we would have a different conclusion, Arkham LCG style, if we went to the dimly lit security door. So what do I think about this one? Well, first, let's get the potential negatives out of the way. I've seen other games that reminded me of Arkham Horror, the card game. Examples being the Phantom game, like the Phantom, the old comic book series and the Billy Zane movie. There was also the Librarian's adventure card game. And those ones didn't have enough support to make the deck construction interesting and, didn't keep on going to have enough new scenarios and campaigns to make that exciting. So this one also being from a new publisher and not really knowing how far their plans are going to go, that could be a potential negative if you go into this system and it doesn't have longevity. But so far, it looks like this game is less about deck construction and more about unique cards for each character. So that might not be as much of an issue. I'm not sure how long the campaign will be or if they'll have multiple campaigns, but I liked what I played here. I think the way the cards work is super cool because you always have fun and interesting things to do on your turns, and you always have ways to boost your tests as long as you don't mind running out your endurance more quickly. So compared to other games like Arkham Horror, where sometimes none of your cards work, or you're just spending a lot of time getting out tools, this one is much more about kind of influencing skill tests and using your resources effectively. I think that's great. There are going to be more tools per character. I think they said 8 unique ones instead of 4. Now, I'm guessing that you have to rebuy them each scenario because it seems like it would be a major imbalance issue if you just kept them. And yeah, that's a thing. I do see these say level 1. So I fully expect that your character will level up, and it remains to be seen how much. They didn't send me any of the level up components. But yeah, I think this is actually really neat as a different way of doing these adventure card games compared to Lord of the Rings, Arkham Horror, all the other ones that usually have you playing cards, paying for them, sort of Magic the Gathering style. I think that's really cool. The skill tests are pretty much the same as something like Arkham, But the fact that you can get a better idea of how likely or less likely your skills are to resolve is nice. It has more of the Earthborn Rangers thing, where the skills are kind of more weighted toward the middle, whereas in Arkham, you tend to get mostly negatives instead of positives. And then cards that let you kind of influence these and put some in the archive seem pretty cool. So yeah, I really like this. It seems like they were influenced by previous adventure card games and took some good lessons from them to make it less frustrating. I think kind of everything related to the cards, to the skill tests, getting like followers and stuff, everything worked really smoothly. I like that it's all remove tokens and it flips, remove tokens, and stuff happens. I really like how the attribute tokens work. But yeah, the way the story unfolded, the way you were like exploring things and flipping cards and going to different locations, and how these cards kind of revealing things worked is again reminiscent of other adventure card games, but I think worked very smoothly. So yeah, I would say that my impressions of this one are very positive, and I would love to play through the full campaign of this. And like I said, since they don't seem to be doing a deck construction model like Earthborn Rangers, like the Librarians, etc., I don't think it's going to be as big a deal if the game has a smaller kind of footprint and goal, and they're trying to make it a smaller production overall, because it's not like I'll feel like I'm missing out. I'll have my 4 unique characters, they'll have their unique cards, and they can level up some, and that'll be what it is. I don't think it'll feel like they promise more than they could deliver. So yeah, I definitely want to see more of this. I think it's a great first look, but also this is a single scenario, 2 characters, so it does not prove whether Neon Hope will be awesome for the long haul or not. But again, very positive impressions so far. I hope the game does well on crowdfunding. I hope that they send me a final copy, because I would love to play this more. So yep, that's Neon Hope. Go check out the crowdfunding page when it's ready. And thanks for watching, everybody. A special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Wayne Scott, Nick Skeen, Miles, Pedro Lucas, and Steve Wren. We'll see you at the next stop.